Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First on the local scene. The National Emergency Organization Management, NEMO, is set to hold a tsunami ready recognition ceremony on Friday, 15th September 2023 for communities in the Kingstown and Arnersville areas. Minister of Public Affairs Frederick Stephenson will be the featured speaker for the event. The Minister of Urban Development, Benava Brown, will conduct a presentation of recognition certificates, while certificates of appreciation will be handed over by NEMO's training officer, Holder Peters. The recognition ceremony will take place at the Beachcombers Hotel. Monday, 11th September 2023, saw the start of the Rural Transformation Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture's annual National School Garden Competition. A release states that Senior Technical Officer Mrs. Corel Thompson-Fergus disclosed that the objectives of the competition are to encourage the application of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, to agriculture, which would motivate students to eat fruits and vegetables. The program also aims to encourage the use of gardens as a pedagogical tool and to create an interest in agriculture among students. This year's competition is sponsored in part by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Cooperative Credit Union Limited and the Evangelical Churches of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The competition is set to run from September to December 2023 and is open to all primary and secondary schools in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including schools for children with special needs. Application forms are available at the Rural Transformation Unit at the Ministry of Agriculture headquarters. Still on the local scene, 2 workshops will be conducted in SVG as part of the state school recognition program under the collaboration of the Ministry of Education, UNICEF, and SIDEMA. An official release from the Education Ministry says that the program is part of the education sector implementation strategy, which is recommended in the National Safe School Policy Guide. The Model Safe School Program Toolkit was adopted by 12 ministries of education in the Caribbean in 2017 as the preferred approach to reduce risk in the education sector. The program is set to run for 1 week from 18 to 22nd September at the University of the West Indies Global Campus, SVG. 16 pilot schools will take part in Workshop 1 from September 18th to 20th, while Workshop 2 involves the training of 12 local partnering agencies in using the Model Safe School Program Assessment Tool from September 21st to 22nd. The School Safety Recognition Program ultimately allows for the promotion of commitment, innovation, and leadership in the education sector, alongside the promotion of good practices for safe school standards. It is also hoped that it will serve as a stepping stone in disaster risk reduction and mitigation through the development of a countrywide culture of safety. In the region, the director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Dr. Jabos Barbosa, has disclosed that the Americas have experienced an alarming 17% increase in its suicide rate from 2000 to 2019. With nearly 100,000 deaths by suicide reported each year, the PAHO director said that suicide is a significant public health concern for the region. In a message to mark World Suicide Prevention Day, which took place on September 10th, Dr. Barbosa stated that every case of suicide is a tragedy, not that severely impacts not only individuals, but also families and communities. While it can affect people of any age, in 2019, suicide was the 4th leading cause of death among young people aged 15 to 29 years worldwide. Data shows that women are more likely to attempt suicide, but men are more likely to complete the act. Additionally, evidence indicates a disproportionate impact of suicide among groups in situations of vulnerability, such as indigenous populations and LGBTQI people. Still on the regional scene, Barbadians have been given a third extension on the deadline to get their new Trident ID cards and will be allowed to use their old identification cards until the end of January 2024. Senior citizens have also been given extra time to get their new ID cards pinned to be able to ride on transport board buses for free. Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley on Tuesday urged residents who have not yet made the switch to the Trident IDs to do so and pin their new cards, as she noted that the National Insurance Scheme (NIS) could be the next state agency to utilize the pin and chip technology. The deadline for use of the old Barbados ID cards, previously set for October 1st, 2023, has now moved to January 31st, 2024. Explaining the importance of the use of pinned cards, the Prime Minister said the accurate billing would become crucial as the Transport Board transitions to a cashless system that includes private operators in the Transportation Augmentation Program. On the international scene, Nigerian electricity distribution companies have said that the country had been hit by a widespread power cut following a total system collapse. According to BBC, levels of power being generated fell to 0 megawatts early on Thursday. Some supplies have been restored, but only a tiny fraction of normal consumption in Africa's most populous country. Power supplies are often erratic in Nigeria, despite its role as a major oil and gas producer. Authorities have blamed at least 4 grid collapses back in 2022 in the West African country on technical problems. President Bola Tinubu, who has been in power for just over 100 days, has promised to improve supply by allowing state governments to build their own power plants. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.